By definition, tend to be cautious. I spent 40 years in that profession, but since I've now got into another profession, let me say the Secretary is absolutely right. These 8 roadshows were not only designed first to make contact with prospective / interested parties, but also to get an idea of what they have in their mind, so that we could get that feedback, help us prepare what's been released today, the PIM and the EOI. A roadshow is not by definition designed to complete a transaction. It is designed as a part of getting to know each other so that they are familiar. But over and above these 8 roadshows which were conducted in different parts of the world, I at least know of 2 or 3 locations where my colleagues went, a lot of other people have come to us directly to express an interest, to get details, to offer their suggestions. So I would like to compliment what Pradeep said with the clear expression, which is my view, that there is a lot of interest, and that today we are entering this process which has been initiated today qualitatively different from what happened in 2018. In fact, in 2018, if you ask me, there were many things which were happening. There was an external environment which was not entirely conducive. More than that, we were short of a general election. I mean, something as large as this is normally not attempted when you are running into a general election. But more than that, I think when you are going into that, people tend to be cautious. The civil servants, the political leadership, they tend to be very cautious. And therefore, you know, there was this wanting to retain 26%. This time, it's absolutely clear with Mr. Amit Shah heading the ISAM. There's clarity in our approach, and all the members of the ISAM are very clear, and very proficient due diligence done by DIPAM and its senior management, by my colleagues in the ministry, by Air India, by CMD, etc. We are all very clear that we are going to get it done with. This plan B is a good question to ask if you are preparing for an examination and you've only studied for 5 or 6 questions, and you know, what happens if all your 5 don't come? What is your plan B? I don't believe in BS like that. I mean, fact is, we have gone into this exercise, months of preparation have gone into it, and this is not the final. I mean, the bidders are going to get, the people whom it's going out are going to get 45 days. They will come back to us, an interactive process. Well, my timelines I'll get Pradeep to read out. They'll get another 45 days in which to interact with us, and we are open to revising, refining, tweaking our views with a view to taking this forward. So the answer to those 8 roadshows is very positive, and it provided a basis on which we could build to the stage that we have reached today. I totally agree with Pradeep. This Indigo internal matter, I don't want to comment on the fact that they have a AGM coming up on 30th. They have an AGM coming back up on the 30th January, 29th January, which is what, day after tomorrow. That's their internal matter. They will get it resolved. In any case,
they're going to sell, if one promoter sells, it impacts, right?
Well, let me say, Nayantara, you know, I can do this hop, step and jump also. What happens if something happens there, then the markets go up, they'll come down. Look, I don't think Indigo's performance, Indigo is today the largest Indian domestic carriers. It has a huge number of aircraft. It has 300 aircraft on order. So I don't see their boardroom issues impacting on the performance of the airline. And, you know, we are also professionals. We take things as they come. But this process has been this thing, and I see no difficulty in that. Now I come to this issue of employees. Look, I think most of you are familiar with the fact that I've had 2 meetings with all the unions. And I have not only had a meeting with the unions, I don't want to place a construct on what the unions are saying or doing, but I read their tweets after their meetings with me, and I can tell you I'm encouraged. What we succeeded in doing is to isolate each of their requirements. Look, I think the employees in us are on the same page on 2 or 3 basic things. We, all of us, CMD Air India and all the employees, Ministry of Civil Aviation, want Air India as a brand, Air India as a commercial operation to continue to fly. That is the first requirement. The employees are on it. We are also in it. Equally, I think I have succeeded, with one or two exceptions, in driving home the point that in order to continue to get the commercial entity to fly, we need to privatize it. And the reasons for privatization, I've said in my opening statement. The government does not have the resources, or rather the government has resources which are scarce and which the government would like to use on other more productive means of providing welfare, goods and services to our citizens. Therefore, privatization is a requirement, but we would like to see it done in a manner where the employees' interests are also looked after. So we broke it down. Some of these things we have not mentioned here because they will come in that other, what is that document called? Share purchase agreement. They'll be spelled out there, and we are extremely conscious of that. The only thing that remains for me to comment on are the statements by Dr. Swami and Professor Yashwant Sinha. I would rather not comment, except to say that they are senior members of a political party which I have the privilege of being part of. It's a party which believes in democracy and a lot of the democracy, so a lot of people are entitled to their views, but the views of the two gentlemen, I'm afraid in this case, do not reflect the views of the Government of India.